Hello and welcome everyone to round 8 of Race Department's Formula FG Championship, live here from Dijon, the basically traditional home of the French FFG Grand Prix. I'm your host tonight, Aidan Keranen. Big welcome to everyone, anyone in Australia, anyone in Victoria in particular. Hope you are surviving this heat wave of sorts at the moment. Just an absolutely stinking hot one today, of course. But that's not important. What is important is this round here in Dijon. DTK, normally they've been bringing mustard liveries along. I don't think it's quite that this round, but nonetheless, been able to pick up a front row lockout there. Daniel Harvey on pole with Jack Lasky just behind. James McNamara was 1,000th of a second from being able to equalize Jack Lasky. He starts third, and of course the top three only 15 thousandths between the three of them. Very close qualifying for sure. Fourth and fifth, the two apexes, Manola Sigalakis in fourth, and then the hometown, well, I'm not sure if it's hometown, but home race here for Hugo Rossello as well. He starts in fifth. A really good chance today for him as well. Rui Martins will start sixth for 2KF1, just ahead of Ben Utzer with Jordan Bradford alongside the German. Then the Prefellis, Luke Rosella and Andrea Dovizioso, they are there completing the top 10. Stefan Berner for BRT is in 11th. He's got himself a chance. Joseph Wright 13th. It's hard to say. I wouldn't go as far as saying that he's a championship contender, but he's definitely a championship dark horse. He's close but not quite there. He starts in 13th for Raven West, so he's got a bit of work to do moving forwards. And then looking a long way further back, Omar Saeed, importantly, 22nd he starts today. See if he's going to be able to turn around his pace in qualifying, and in the race hopefully do something a little bit better. That is the case. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will go straight to the grid then for the French Grand Prix. Rightio then, here on the grid. Two DTKs starting up side by side. McNamara soon behind both the apexes as well. 59 laps ahead of us. We're up to 4 lights, up to 5 lights now. Holding out they go, and we're underway then. So far looks like it's a good start from the DTKs. They're going to be able to hold position. Harvey just holding off Lasky. One of the apexes has gotten past McNamara. I think that was Sigalakis as well. But so far, a good start there for the DTKs. Rui Martins there has also been able to move up ahead of Rossello. Then Dovizioso, meanwhile, jumped from 10th spot. Jordan Bradford holding position. Ben Utzer hasn't been a great start for him. Likewise, Stefan Berner, he's been shuffled back quite a bit. And Omar Saeed has started the long haul forward. He's up to 21st, but so far it's Harvey holding position. Lasky right on his tail. Sigalakis not too far behind. This is where you really got to start seeing what's going to happen, as now Lasky will have the opportunity. Down the straight they come. See if anything's happening. That looks like that's McNamara already up alongside and maybe past for third. And a change for the lead. Jack Lasky will move past his teammate. James McNamara has moved back into third. Rossello back into fifth ahead of Rui Martins. Bradford moves past Dovizioso as well. So a little bit of shuffling around a lot of these guys. That explains a little bit. Ben Utzer running quite a heavy fuel load to start off, and he's actually not doing too badly, all things considered, by the fact that he has got that much on board. So expect him to be on a one-stop strategy today, I would imagine. Don't think they would be looking to go for the double short stint there at the BRT. Back towards the front here, Lasky. And we'll see, is Harvey going to return the favour, or is Lasky going to be able to hold him off down the straight? Harvey very early on moving out of the slipstream. McNamara is going to find himself an opportunity here to catch up a little bit. He's got nowhere to go. It's a DTK wall here. Behind, Hugo Rossello seems to have made the move on his teammate. Under brakes, he will be able to take that one through the first corner. So a gain there for the Frenchman. Having, of course, already won this season, but would love to add French Grand Prix. I'm not sure we've had any French drivers. Oh, just as I'm talking about him, he'll run a little bit wide there. His teammate goes back past. It's going to give Bradford the opportunity as well. Rui Martins is interested. In the end, he will hold on, so he has all that work to do again, and they've lost ground and time to the leading three. You can see the movers at the moment. Lasky mainly. Bradford, Dovizioso. Martins haven't gone down, and Rodriguez as well with a pretty good start so far. He started 12th, he's up into 10th. But as I was mentioning, I don't think we've had a Frenchman in FFG. I don't think we've seen a Frenchman in the simulated careers since Sebastian Levray. Levray is probably how it's pronounced. McNamara find himself right on the back there of Lasky, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. Oh, and Harvey's gone through on the inside. Maybe McNamara has a chance there. Not quite. McNamara has to sit in third still. Wait for something to happen with the two DTKs ahead of him is probably the best chance he has. Rossello moves back past into fourth, so Sigalakis now will have to battle with Bradford. As Dovizioso's past Martins, Rosella, Rodriguez. Benutza doing a fantastic job of just holding everyone up there. Rinjoho has been able to move into 12th. He started in 17th, so it's a good start for him. Totos started in 20th, so he's moving forwards as well. Problem for a lot of these guys is they're running so close together, everyone's getting slipstream. So not too much is really happening, and there's Saeed there as well. At the moment, this pack of three seems to be going fairly alright. Once again, Lasky going to be looking for the overtake. McNamara a bit further behind this time, so he's not really going to be in this, you would imagine. The ARTs in the background as well seem to be fighting. That looks like that might be... Yeah, that's going to be Lasky taking the lead then. McNamara will catch up quite a bit. As Rinjoho seems to have gone past Utsa. Sigalakis not able to get past his teammate. And Bradford just holding position as well. As Rodriguez just falling off the back of that pack a little bit. He's going to be very quickly right in front of Tapio Rinjoho. He was moving quite quickly there for Falcon. Benutza holding up the pack, holding up Totos at the moment. Keranen Motorsport driver. Quite a long way up from where he started. Joseph Wright, Stefan Berner, they're not exactly moving anywhere quickly. Omar Saeed, we were expecting to see him move forwards a little bit. We might see it a bit later. Oh, here we go. The front pack of three. Lasky, Harvey, McNamara is there again. Oh, Lasky trying to turn in. Not sure if he's going to be able to hold it. He will on the outside. Is he going to be able to find a little bit of a gap? If he is able to, that's probably not going to help too many people. We have a yellow flag. Here we go, it's the 3 wide situation here. No. Oh, it's Hugo Rossello. Oh yeah, we've finally been able to find the culprit. He seemed to be struggling just a little bit. Just got the wobbles, off he goes. It'll be very hard for him then, and then just loses the rear end. Around he goes. He hasn't looked to be perfectly, how do you put it, settled in the car today. Just look at these guys at the back. They are all over the place. A lot of shuffling going around. We're all able to make up a position as well. So really unfortunate for Rossello. He's going to... Well, he's going the wrong way for one at the moment. He's got himself going. There we go. And it's going to be a difficult day for him from back there. And once again, the DTKs just battling with each other. McNamara is just sitting in the wings, not looking to do too much at the moment. He makes up all his time through the first corner. He's just not able to make up ground to be able to look for an overtake anywhere else. It's difficult when you're not in a one-on-one battle. So Bradford might find himself in a really good opportunity here up against Sigalakis if he can get onto the back of him. Same here with Martins. Might be able to use the power and setup of that 2KF1 to try to get past Davizioso. Rosella is not really in that battle. It's Tapio Riniho. Maybe a little mistake by him there. Yeah, he was in 10th. There we go. Yeah, goes wide. Comes back on, and Totos will take full advantage of it, as does Guardian indeed. So Totos racing away with that one. Here we go, the DTKs once more. So Lasky's still in the lead at the moment. Harvey looks like he's a little bit further up this time. Fastest lap so far for McNamara. He's right on the back of it once again. Will he duck to the inside if Harvey goes through? Harvey isn't going through. That's the closest McNamara has been. Just isn't enough braking zone down there to really make a dive. It's a pretty open corner. Somewhere through here, McNamara is generally losing the majority of his time. And it seems through here he actually might be close enough to Harvey this time. It all depends on getting through the final 2 corners. What is going to happen? It's Harvey well off the back of his teammate, and he has McNamara right on the back of him. So now McNamara with the opportunity. What is he going to be able to do? He has pulled out alongside. Harvey, a little bit of a shimmy and a shuffle side to side. This could be the opportunity now as McNamara back in the slipstream. It's 3 wide. They're all over the place. They're all over the track. And now Harvey has lost again. Time there to Lasky. Still has McNamara right on his tail, and this is not going to work out too well for Daniel Harvey. Defense like that. It got the job done, but at what cost? There's another yellow flag. Damien's son there. So we can see once again it's this situation. Look, we've just got rows and rows of cars into the first corner. It looks like it's 2 rows of 3 almost. They're all shuffling around. BRT up the inside. That would have been Burner. Tags him through. The BRTs are released. Joseph right there having slowed right down, and that has just concertinaed that pack. Which isn't going to help him. He's at the front of the pack, and he's going to have Sharp and Engbrink, Saeed all bearing down on him. Meanwhile, Jordan Bradford has been able to get past Manolis Sigalakis, so Bradford on a little bit of a charge here for Falcon. And now here is the problem time for Daniel Harvey, you would imagine. McNamara pulling out. Has he got enough this time? He looks a lot further up. He's not had to duck back inside for more slipstream. So it's all going to come under the braking zone. Who's going to be able to take it? Harvey battling on the outside. I think he's going to be able to hold it around there. Indeed he will. So McNamara have to wait another lap. But now Harvey is... well, he doesn't have his wingman in Lasky. Lasky is not going to be able to protect him. Lasky is trying to protect himself, and you sort of have to say that's fair enough. It's a championship battle. Lasky and McNamara, and Harvey at the moment is doing his job. Bradford and Sigalakis. Dovizioso still holding off Martins. Rodriguez has a couple of seconds back too. Danny Turtos. And Rinuho as well isn't making up a ton of time himself. Benutza has been overtaken by Stefan Burner, so that would be BRT releasing the faster car. Benutza does seem to be the only car at the moment on the one-stop strategy, as Harvey has once again been able to defend McNamara. So back to the drawing board there for the Australian. Corns and Allington then having a bit of a battle. Saeed not finding anything. Rob Sharp has been able to get past Joseph Wright. Optima's not showing a whole heap of pace here today. Sharp going to be chasing down Utsa. Oop. Bit of a mistake there. Utsa's in it for the long haul. That's all he's worried about. Here's Rui Martins looking for the overtake. Doesn't seem quite far enough up. I think further down the straight as well. It's Falcon in the apex. Under brakes there, and yeah, Dovizioso will be able to take the line still. Ooh, Harvey running wide there. Rob Sharp has gone past Ben Utsa. Soon enough, we may be looking at having a battle pack of 4, which is going to achieve very, very little. And Lasky is absolutely skipped away. No problems at all for him. Now, pole sitter here at the moment. in full-on defense mode against James McNamara. McNamara trying whatever he can do, but it's just not working at the moment. Feel it's the same sort of deal here with Sigalakis and Bradford. You can see Sigalakis not quite that far up. McNamara quite a lot further though. Down to turn 1, and this time the Australian is through. So McNamara through on Daniel Harvey. And he'll be looking to try to gap the DTK driver as much as possible. He won't have to worry about defending too much. That all better still for him. Maybe see Bradford catch up a little bit. That might change it up a little bit. See on the straight in a moment. Lasky though doesn't seem too perturbed by it all. Has lost a bit of time there to McNamara, so could be in for an interesting couple of laps as McNamara has gotten the jump on Harvey, but Harvey will be trucking down the straight. Indeed he is. Slipstream working well, and he's going to get himself a long way up as well. The speed differential at the moment working wonders, and Harvey should be able to take this. All that work by McNamara undone in one lap. He even managed to go and get a gap, but that's the exact point. Not driving with his brain, Harvey there, using it very well. We have another yellow flag. Down at turn 1. Danny Totos. And has put it in there at a bit of speed, it would seem. Yeah, gets a bump there. Gets the wall too. Spins himself around. And that's where he is. And that's actually going to be him getting bogged. So first retirement of the day there. Danny Totos is out for Keranen Motorsport. As once again McNamara going to try the same old method that proved quite ineffective for the most part. Sigalakis as well. Going to look to do similar with Jordan Bradford. And that hasn't worked either, but Harvey has been overtaken once more by McNamara. So the Australian back into second. First pit stops shouldn't be too far away either. As Tim Engbrink there seems to have made himself a double overtake up into 15th, judging by the telemetry. He's got himself a bit of work to do today, that is for sure. Similar situation here again already with McNamara and Harvey. Expecting to see Harvey come racing through. Their speed differential so much higher there on the DTK. And indeed it will be a swapped position back. So again McNamara just not really driving all that smart there. Martins has been able to get the overtake done on Dovizioso quite easily there. So Martin's now up into 6th. Stefan Berner on a charge at the moment. He moves into 11th. Through he goes. Ben Utsa still defending there from Saeed. Corns, Allington, Sun. Quite an angry battle pack there forming. 5 drivers, 5 teams. Race wins, many podiums. Rookie, another rookie, and a actual season champion. So varying levels of skill and experience there. Comes Harvey and McNamara once more. Lasky is just slowly building the gap, and it's exactly what he needs from Daniel Harvey. He's frustrating McNamara to no end. McNamara will go through here and he'll look to have the best in-lap that he can possibly do. 4 of the top 5 all pitting in this lap. Harvey will be the only one staying out. We'll have an idea of what's working the under or the overcut. Bradford and Sigalakis. Dovizioso as well has gone past Martins. Carlos Rodriguez, he's looking pretty good at the moment. Rinho has gotten himself into 10th. He's slowly pulling himself forwards. Hasn't got to worry about Stefan Berner behind him for too long. So Lasky will be pulling into the pits here then. Sharp turn, McNamara will do the same. Leaves Harvey to just race it down the straight. Yeah, off he goes. Or Rui Martins there might have been held up by Dovizioso a little bit, so Profelli using the second team car to their advantage. Cheeky play there by the Australian team, but it is what it is. Stefan Berner still going a couple of laps, as is Chris Guardian. Rob Sharp will be coming in though. Engbrink as well. As they're coming out of the lane then, Corn's going through. Lasky a little bit faster than McNamara. That explains why McNamara fueled an extra couple of laps. Bradford the same, Sigalakis the same. So Harvey comes in now. Will be followed by Rosella and Martins. Carlos Rodriguez is going to go flying through here. He'll be taking the lead as well. There you go, confirmation. It goes across the line as the leader of the race. Trying to find the leader, so here we go, Lasky then. Quite a bit behind. He's coming onto the main straight now then. Out comes Harvey. Here comes McNamara. Is he going to be able to get the job done? Yes, he does. So he goes flying past Daniel Harvey. He's got himself a bit of a gap, and that should be enough to be able to hold as well. Harvey on the same fuel load as McNamara. But what is his pace going to be like? The undercut seems to have worked quite well there. Bradford has a bit of a gap there. Rinyaho's made up a ton of time. It's already past Martins, Dovizioso, and Rosella. So we'll wait a little bit. We'll see where some of the last cars pit from and to. Ben Utzer, of course, won't be. He'll be going quite long. In go Saeed and Corns. Ben Utzer is in the lead of this race. He hasn't pitted yet, but he's on the same amount of pits to go as Jack Lasky. So Ben Utzer does lead at the moment for BRT. He has a 4-second lead over Jack Lasky, who likewise is holding 3.5-second lead over McNamara. 18.3 there. 18.4. 18.4. So Lasky just sort of pulling away a little bit. Rodriguez there has been able to get out ahead of Manolis Sigalakis, so really good laps there by Carlos Rodriguez. And he slotted himself into, what, P6. Dovizioso has been able to get past Rui Martins. Luke Rosella just on the outer at the moment. Stefan Berner very much likewise. Hugo Rossello has nearly made it onto the back of Omar Saeed there. So he'll be looking to try to take some positions going forwards. Ben Utzer is doing quite well here. 58.7 or 5.7, 58.56. There's Sigalakis there, going past Rodriguez. Carlos trying to hold some speed there on the outside line. It's working well for him so far. Martin's there, gotten past Dovizioso. Can't wait to see these two. They'll have just been pinballing up and down. Lasky absolutely catching Utzer up. Not so much on the straights though, it would seem. As Rinyaho past Rodriguez as well. We're still losing time there. Seems to be holding Bradford somewhat stable. Ooh, Rodriguez quite wide there. He's got to be careful, doesn't want to be giving up easy time, as Martins has gone past Sigalakis, so not sure what's happened there to Manolis. But Martins has been able to not only clear Dovizioso, but get past Sigalakis at the same time. So he'll have the right to be able to get past Carlos Rodriguez soon. Cosworth power in both the Challenger and the 2KF1. Benutza makes a little bit of time up on the straights, but he's losing it in the rest of the corners, and that's sort of fair enough. Tyres won't be agreeing with him at this point in time. He is leading the race, but it's very unlikely that he's going to be in a position for victory in this race. So he will have one stop, it'll be a longer stop, and he'll still be on a similar slower pace than Lasky and McNamara and whatnot. So he's probably not, unless there's some mistakes that occur, he's realistically looking at maybe around 6th to 8th, which would make sense. He did start 7th, so it's a stable strategy. It's very dependent on the driver execution of the strategy. Tapio Rinho definitely making up time on his teammate. McNamara pulling away from Harvey, but yeah, once again, we've seen it a few times this season, he's making absolutely no inroads into Jack Lasky whatsoever. It's Benutza turning it up a little bit here. Loses a lot of time through there. Just start to see Jack Lasky popping up. So on the same straight, he can see that he is catching Benutza. You may notice that he's not catching up on the straight, but he will see every time he gets onto the straight, he is clawing that back. So at the moment, it would seem Tapio Rinho is probably on the same sort of pace as McNamara and Lasky. Harvey's going a little bit slower. Bradford's going the same sort of speed. Utsu is definitely struggling the most. Towards the back end, Hugo Rossello has gotten himself into 20th. Omar Saeed and Damien's son here. Nathan Korn slowly just getting away from that. Joseph Wright struggling there in 16th. Engbrink, Sharp, Guardian. Stefan Berner now onto the back of the Profellis. Dovizioso and Rosella arguing amongst themselves, and they may end up losing it all here. Martins has been repassed by Sigalakis. Rodriguez hasn't been challenged at all here. As these two continue their squabbling, ultimately get nowhere. Really close now for Bradford and Rinyaho. Martin's back past Sigalakis there, you can see on the telemetry. Utsa probably be pitting in next lap, which I think is probably going to be pretty good for him and for Lasky. Lasky will be right onto the back of the BRT, doesn't want to be held up too much. Probably going to be a case of perfect timing there for Jack Lasky. Indeed, Ben Utsa in at the end of this lap, so leader of the race. On strategy. Will be peeling off. See where he comes out, and we'll see what sort of battles he gets himself into, because obviously he wants to try to keep his nose clean, not have to worry too much, as Tapio Rinyaho has been able to get past his teammates. So one of the faster men inside this top 6, released from his teammate, going to continue to chase down Daniel Harvey. He's maybe a good chance at the at a P word. We won't mention it, but P word, which is of course what he is most looking for this season. So then in he comes, and Lasky through he goes. McNamara will go through as well. Actually, majority of the field. Rinyaho, see how far he is behind Harvey. Quite a bit. He's got Utsa as well to have to contend with. Find out he's got 3 seconds. Daniel Harvey. Work to do. Stefan Berner here. Well, they have left Dovizioso behind him and Luke Rosella. How far up is the BRT? Goes past his teammate in the pits. Stefan Berner can't make the overtake just this lap. Sigalakis has been dropped there by Martins just briefly. Lasky there just holding that stable gap once again to McNamara. Hugo Rossello right out behind Ben Utsa. So Utsa's not going to have to worry too much. He's going to have mostly a clean drive here until the next round of pit stops for the 2 stoppers. And we're more or less half distance now. See up ahead, Rob Sharp taking on Chris Guardian. He's a long way up, and I think he's probably going to have enough here. So Sharp down into turn 1. Makes the move stick as well, so good move there by the Optima driver. Next on his list is Dovizioso. Soon further up the track, Stefan Berner in 10th. Rosella rather in 9th. Martins has been able to overhaul Rodriguez. So now he's running in 6th place at the moment. Jordan Bradford in 5th. He's been left behind by Tapio Rinyaho, who's continuing to chase down Daniel Harvey. Yeah, we're going to be looking at pitting again around up 48, I feel. Somewhere around there, I wouldn't be surprised. See, McNamara just left Harvey behind. Just hasn't got enough to even be able to start challenging Lasky. He's just not finding anything. But that could be down. Lasky does have 2 laps less fuel on board, and that, if you look at the difference between McNamara and Harvey on the same fuel load, big difference between the 2KF1 and the DTK. Really bringing this gap down. Daniel Harvey down to 2.1 seconds now. So a big chunk of time there. Continuing to take it down as well, Rinneho. So really good by him, as Martins has Rodriguez looking to battle. Cosworth Power down the straight. 2 different chassis. Martin's going to be able to hold that one. Rosella and Berner still going at it. Sharp, Guardian, Engbrink all close to each other. Joseph Wright not too far away. Nathan Korn's a bit further behind Saeed, Damien's son. Hugo Rossello has left Allington and Utsa behind. And back to Lasky, as McNamara has actually started to make a little bit of inroads. Into 2.8. So a seemingly strong lap there from McNamara. Another strong lap there from Rinneho as well. The Finn is on a charge. Stefan Berner seems to have... Oh yeah, Luke Rosella running a very wide line into the gravel, not able to hold it. Spinning, back onto the track. Careful, everyone. Joseph Wright will have to go through, and now this next pack as well. Korn, Saeed, Sun, Hugo Rossello. And Allington and Utsa. And, oh, close one there for Allington. Coming onto the straight, so obviously battling with Stefan Berner. Going into the first corner. Just running too much speed. Couldn't wrestle the car back onto the track, and that's how it all happened. So unfortunately for him, long way back he's had to go. Lasky and McNamara, no change that lap. Rinneho down to 1.1. So probably for a few laps until we start getting towards pit stops once again. This is the main battle that we've got to be looking at. Battle for effectively, well, at the moment it is going to be for third. We're not sure where Utz is going to slot himself in, but I suspect it won't be right towards the front. Also got this battle pack continually bubbling along. Martins, Rodriguez, Sigalakis. Martin's actually going to end up pitting well before the other two. Stefan Berner, he's going to be onto the back of that paddle pack at some stage as well, I'd imagine. Dovizioso has Sharp close by, Guardian and Engbrink as well, chasing it down. Down to less than a second now between Rinjaho and Harvey. .8. Really 0.76, but it's not much between these two, and Harvey just has not had the pace necessary. There we go, Rinjaho. Through these quick sections, been able to get the power back down from the engine. It's working really well for him and for Falcon. Bradford still struggling along. Is that running at the same pace as Harvey? Really can't find it. It's not going to help that Harvey's probably going to have a little bit of time in the slipstream of Tapio Rinjaho. Down to 3.5 tenths through the final corner. Is Rinjaho close enough to strike? I think he is. You also get a good amount of slipstream. Just look at him go there. Is it going to be enough though? He's out in the air. He's almost got it done before the line. In fact, he has been able to. So down into the first corner, he's going to make this overtake as the lead car. It's not under brakes so much. He already had it done. Now, what can he do for the rest of this lap? He wants to be able to... He needs to be able to get a really good gap to Harvey that just breaks enough of the slipstream. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. In which case he might be better off just backing into Harvey a little bit. Oh, and Ben Utzer's gone off there. Not what he needed. Mistake there. Pressured by Allington. Oh, he's come out right ahead of Lasky as well. And that has really slowed up the Brit there. That is a lot of time lost now for Lasky as Utser comes back out. Lasky would not have been expecting to see Ben Utser so quickly after the pit. And it's not worked out for him at all. He has lost. Well, it was 2.7 before. It's down to 7 seconds. He's lost 2 seconds thanks to Utser turning up. Not only that, Utser would be giving a pretty handy slipstream to McNamara right now. If he gets out of the way quickly, that is going to be time absolutely gained there for the Australian. Indeed, he pulls over to the side and McNamara is through. So ultimately, at least 1.8 seconds gain for McNamara. We'll see at the next split. Oh, still about 1.9. Yeah, Utser, I think, has run wide again there. So he's on for a good chance, but this is hurting him at the moment. Rinjaho has been able to keep Harvey behind, and he's continued to be gapping the DTK driver as well. Bradford not making up any time. Martin still with Rodriguez and Sigalakis. They're probably not going to have to worry about Utser. Stefan Berner isn't going to have to either. Dovizioso is going to have to worry about Engbrink and Sharp. Engbrink having just gone past Rob Sharp. I suspect we'll see a retaliation here. Nothing too much happening though at the moment, it would seem. So Engbrink should be able to hold that position, and they're going to continue to be chasing down Dovizioso. who's currently holding the final points position. Chris Guardian not too far behind, Joseph Wright as well. Nathan Corns and Omar Saeed having a battle there. Lasky still holding McNamara just behind. That surely must be advantage McNamara, thanks to the situation that it will be with the final pit stop. Less fuel to have to take on board. Theoretically a quicker stop. For McNamara, you look behind. Rinyaho's about 6 seconds behind. Harvey a little bit further, closer to 8. Will Harvey maybe make the difference? If he should come through quickly enough into the pits, he might be able to hold up McNamara just a little bit from being able to be released safely into the pit lane. It's a tough call there, that is for sure. Tim Engbrink there into 10th place then, ahead of Dovizioso. Rob Sharp still chasing him down. Ooh, and Lasky in strife there. McNamara's really caught him. McNamara, though, seems to be content with the position he's in at the moment. He's not forcing it too much. Two title protagonists at the moment. 100 points each. Leading the way here in France, it is a battle of two. Winner takes all. Or at least for now. It's a little bit of something to be holding on to. Halfway through the season, leading the championship. Both of them holding a 34-point lead over Joseph Wright. Manolis Sigalakis 2 points further back. Omar Saeed is 5th. He's got less than half the points of these two. Both of them, 1 win each. 2 poles for Lasky. Pole and fastest lap for McNamara. This may well be the psychological edge that one or both of them need. As well as that, both the teams, DTK currently leading the constructors, 143 points for the British team. 2K1 chasing that down. They've got 128. Movement further back in the top 10.
Try and get back.
It's Daniel Harvey. Oil leak there for Daniel Harvey. Should be able to make it back. It's whether they take him into the pit or not. As he comes around, pit stop. No, he's gone through. Daniel Harvey's gone through the oil leak. Maybe he hasn't realized it. Now he's going to surely be realizing it as Jordan Bradford's going to come flying past him on the straight. He wasn't anywhere near him. Did he mishear the message? I think this has happened to Profelli as well earlier in the season. There goes the engine now. Or was it a doomed scenario for DTK? Didn't matter which way it happened, and there it goes. It conks out. Daniel Harvey into retirement. There was a message, please do not break down. Well, guess what? It's broken down. Rui Martin's around. Rodriguez as well. That entire battle pack around safely. Just staying on the racing line. Not the greatest of moves there by Daniel Harvey, but there he goes anyway. Pulls off eventually. Puts it into the wall and takes off the wheel in anger. May have lost the braking system as well. Not too sure. Oil leak. May have just fried some extra systems. So Daniel Harvey now out of this race for DTK. And that takes that variable away. That takes it out of the equation for this lead of the race between Lasky and McNamara. McNamara has actually fallen off quite sharply. Lasky finding a lot of pace here late in his stint. 18.3. This is an 18.4. Falcon at the moment looking pretty good as well. Rinyaho now running in third. Boots is behind him, but completely out of position. Bradford then next in fourth. Looking good for them. Rui Martins in fifth at the moment. Has to hold off Rodriguez, Berner, and Sigalak. Well, Sigalak is just falling off the back a little bit. But definitely Rodriguez and Berner, and that's going to be difficult for him. Berner on a similar strategy, probably going to come in on the same lap as Martins. Engbrink there has been able to overhaul Dovizioso. Rob Sharp in this battle as well. Chris Guardian a bit further behind then. Joseph Wright, Nathan Corns. Still has Omar Saeed. To the older hands. Corns, of course, season 3. He came along the 1 year that Omar Saeed hasn't taken part in. Damian Sun, Hugo Rossello, Matthew Allington, Luke Rosella, of course Ben Utzer. Lap down, and Lasky, just look at him go. Just imagine if it wasn't for Utzer, for that 2 seconds lost. He'd be out to the 3.5 seconds that he basically started with. Is this a ploy maybe by 2KF1? Let him go. Don't fight it too much. Just keep to your own pace. Lasky though, he wants championship lead. He wants the next win. Only one driver this season has won more than one race, and that's Joseph Wright in third place overall, but nowhere near it today. I think he's in 13th. I think I mentioned. Harvey wants that second win. McNamara too. It's going to be a close one in the constructors. Should McNamara win this, it would be tightening up definitely in the constructors as well. DTK leading season 1 champions, 2KF1. Surprisingly for the team that won the first race, that have taken part and had some strong seasons, it is a team that has never led the championship, the Constructors' Championship. Not in 5 seasons. As McNamara actually responding here a little bit, bringing the gap back down to 1.1. Getting perilously close to pit stops. 3/4 of the way there. Lasky's coming in this lap. I'll leave McNamara to continue on his way. Tapio Rinyaho holding station quite a bit further down the road. Rui Martins has Rodriguez looking for the overtake. Not sure if he's going to find it. He'll surely be coming in this lap, as would perhaps Stefan Berner. Yep, so the 2KF1 and BRT will both come in. Oh, and that's going to be difficult there for Rodriguez. He's going to be held up probably by Martins, which will in turn hold up Stefan Berner and Sigalakis. So I think it's only Martins that's going to be gaining anything out of that. Maybe Engbrink as well, a bit further behind. Chris Guardian will be in. Damien's son. Lasky will be in now, though. McNamara 1.1 behind. And McNamara into the lead of the race. So the race is on now. 2 laps for McNamara to do what he can. Lasky has to do everything he can in the pit lane, and then on his outlap. Fresh tyres. Not as much fuel as you'd expect. Only 15 litres to the end of the race, so it's definitely going to be on for them. And Rinjo's passed as well. Lasky makes it to the pit box. Martins has made it in. Along with Stefan Berner. Long entry to pit lane. Dovizioso and Sharp here. And there's Lasky. Is he going to have to battle with anyone? It seems probably not. So he's got himself some clear air, Lasky. He can do what he wants with it. Oh, Martin's there. By the looks of it, being held up. Yeah, Stefan Berner and Damien's son there just holding up a lot of people in pit lane. So that's going to be net wins for Rodriguez and Sigalakis, you would imagine. Probably Engbrink as well. Dovizioso and Sharp not too far behind. And that's what it could take to be able to change the outcome of a race for drivers. And McNamara was probably in danger of being smack bang in that. Joseph Wright, what is he going to do? Joseph Wright. He's going to pull out in front of the race leader. What does he do now with McNamara right on the back of him? It's also a championship battle. He needs to keep that in mind, but he surely can't be holding McNamara up. This is a battle for the race. He can claim championship all he wants, but he's definitely got to be careful. So Lasky does not come out in traffic. Rather, it's McNamara who ends up in lap traffic. Rinjo having made up a little bit of time there as well, so maybe that could be enough for McNamara. He'll be in now. In he goes. Shorter stop for the Australian is expected. Same with Rinjo. Jordan Bradford will be going an extra lap. Sigalakis going to be in. Engbrink going to be in. Rob Sharp. And there's Lasky. McNamara's only just gotten in there. Sigalakis, Engbrink, Sharp. Here comes Lasky now onto the main straight. We'll ride with him. We can see there. There goes Rob Sharp. Into the pits. There's Engbrink. Sigalakis. Still down the straight he goes. It's a long one here at Dijon. And he's leading the race once again. McNamara nowhere close. All to play for. And 2KF1 there have been outgunned. Bradford leads, but it's Lasky who will have it on corrected order. Rinjo. Rosella there yet to pit. Sigalakis down the pit lane. Engbrink. Ooh. Gets done there by Rob Sharp. Rui Martin's coming out, as expected, behind Rodriguez and Sigalakis. He has speed though, it won't be enough. Stefan Berner, Rob Sharp, Dovizioso, Engbrink. Jordan Bradford in. So we now get to see what is the gap. It's 3.9 seconds. It is massive between the two. And Lasky showing no signs of struggle. It's McNamara who's got absolutely nothing. Rinyaho, for instance, there may have been a bit of hold up in the lane for him because Rinyaho's made up close to 2 seconds, which still wouldn't be enough for McNamara, but that could be an explanation. Bradford back out into 4th place. Rodriguez a bit further behind. Meanwhile, Sigalakis has Martins down the inside, and Martins, good move there by the 2KF1 driver. Getting it very early on in the final stint. 10 laps to go now. He needs to focus on keeping the apex behind. Maybe seeing about catching up to the challenger. Rodriguez, a fantastic drive yet again by him today. Mentioned it before earlier in the season. FFG rookie, but it by no means a Grand Prix 4 rookie. Has been in the sister series, knows that car, knows that style of car quite well from the GPGSL. Look at him go. P5 at the moment. Head of Martin, Sigalakis, Berner. Some real names of Formula FG. Dovizioso, Sharp, Engbrink. Chasing them all down. McNamara does seem to have made up a little bit of time there. Doesn't seem like it's going to be anywhere near enough for him, however. He needs to be making up quite a few tenths per lap. He does not have time up his sleeve. And he's lost it all again through there, so seems to be more or less over there for McNamara, as Rinyaho seems to be the one that's really moving at the moment. $57.4 versus another $57.4 and a $57.3 there for Rinyaho, so he's on Rinyaho at the moment. So we have a yellow flag. Sounds like someone's off there. Oh, and Rui Martins has gone off. A little bit of a wiggle there as he came out, sorry. Just completely misses that. Off he is. And you'll be lucky to get it out before Utsa turns up. Ooh, and Utsa nearly sideswiping the 2KF1. But for Martins there, a big loss from 6th down to 18th. That's not going to help him or his team at all. At the same time, his team really can't do anything. Outgunned there by DTK once more. Lasky now strolling on towards his 2nd win of the season. McNamara there is Rinyaho still closing down on the Australian, so Rinyaho might be able to move into 2nd place here, which would equal his entire season tally. Stefan Berner battling with Manolis Sigalakis. Dovizioso has sharp. Tim Engbrink not too far behind there either. He's looking for his first points of the season. Underbraking now. It's not quite enough there for Rob Sharp, so Dovizioso just holding on to it. Sigalakis has gotten past Burner. Rodriguez, meanwhile, is looking pretty safe in 5th. He's looking good. Runyoho holding on to his position, continuing to work quite well. Lasky now. Get an idea. 57.4. He's consistent. McNamara down to a 57.2. 57.2 as well for Rinyoho. So McNamara responding to the Falcon. Sigalakis and Burner here. Burner going to look for the overtake once more. Further behind, Rob Sharp doing the same thing. Is Burner far enough up? Here's the question. Into turn 1 under brakes. It's a close one. The Apex just wins out in the end. Likewise, Profelli able to do so. Dovizioso over Sharp. He's given Engbrink a sniff. Joseph Wright isn't too far away either. Probably thinking he's a good chance. At a point, he's in 11th. Carlos Rodriguez, though, however, he is... I mentioned he was maybe looking comfortable, but it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Martin's going to get past Utsa. It's quite irrelevant. McNamara is bringing down that gap, but 5 laps to go. It's not the time to be doing it. Needed to be a lot earlier than that. And into turn 1 once again. Stefan Burner this time gets the job done there on Nola Sigalakis. Dovizioso still holding out Rob Sharp. Engbrink more or less right into this battle now. Joseph Wright not too far away still. Corns Guardian, Saeed. Seem a bit too far behind, 2.5 seconds. Four laps remaining for the leaders. McNamara starting to put in the sort of laps he needed to a couple of 5 laps ago. Lasky now more or less in cruise mode. And the straight we come. See the movements. Engbrink and Rinyoho. Rinyoho especially 14. Engbrink up 11. Rob Sharp up 7. Same as Rodriguez. Big move is Stefan Burner. Noel Sigalakis having slid down 3, but he's still in the top. He's still in the top 10. Cannot be said for quite a few others. Harvey, Martin, Zutzer. None of them near. Now Sigalakis doesn't look quite far enough up for me, but it's going to come down to what happens under brakes. Well, Burner thinking about it, looking to turn in, looking. He's going to hold it on the outside as Saeed gets fastest lap of the race now with a 56.968. Dovizioso still holding off sharp. Engbrink is well and truly in this battle, but he doesn't get to choose what happens. He's third in line. He gets whatever is given to him. Three laps now for Jack Lasky, holding nearly 3-second lead over James McNamara. Tapio Rinho has brought that down, but actually it's stretched back out again there for him, so unfortunate for him. Rodriguez is trying to get away from these two. Can't quite do it. They're battling each other and slowly picking him up at the same time. Berner and Sigalakis now. Once again down the straight. Engbrink with nowhere to go. This battle of three. Rob Sharp not getting anything done at all there. Two laps now for Lasky. To regain sole ownership of the championship lead. Big day as well here for Falcon. Going to be leading home the points haul for the teams, should it stay as is. Challenger as well will be over the moon. Another 10 points in the bank for them. That'll be really handy for them. Once again, Rob Sharp not up far enough. Engbrink not going to be able to do anything about it. He'll end up running wide. Corns here battling with Guardian and Saeed. They're still looking for it. Rosello with Damien's son Martins. Rosella. Lasky has gone past Utser and Allington. That has not taken long for him. He'll now get onto his final lap of the race. It looked tough early. He was battling his teammate. At various times he hasn't looked the fastest car on track, but he's done everything he needed to being the leader of the race. He's learned some really good racecraft this season, Jack Lasky. And it showed once again here in Dijon, as he's been able to take that DTK to the front, keep it there, and he'll be able to pick up the race win, no doubt. You suspect nothing's going to change in those battle packs. McNamara has been able to pull it down to 2 seconds, but it's nowhere near enough. Needed to happen a lot quicker. And questionably may have lost time in the pits somewhere. That's not for us to know at this moment in time anyway. Through the final corner now. And Jack Lasky. Through he will come, and for his second race win of the season, the championship lead, Jack Lasky will win the French Grand Prix. As here he comes for the checkered flag. There he takes it.
Well done.
A big win there for the Brit as McNamara comes across. Lap down, Utser and Allington. Rinniho onto the podium, and that's at least a podium in every season. He joins James McNamara in reaching that milestone. Jordan Bradford in next, and Carlos Rodriguez has been able to hold off Stefan Berner and Manolis Sigalakis. To the line they come. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Sigalakis. Oh, he's hauling in the BRT, but don't think it'll be quite enough. Across the line they go. And there's that battle pack of three as well. Joseph Wright never really caught up to them. Nathan Korn's just going to be able to get Saeed. Chris Guardian falling well behind those two. There's Rosello and Son. Martins Rosella. 2 go. So confirmation there, 1.9 seconds. Jack Lasky, second race winner of the season. To be able to take it away from James McNamara and Tapio Rinniho, who picks up his first podium in a big day there for Falcon. Third and fourth, Rinniho and Bradford. Carlos Rodriguez, Stefan Berner, Manolis Sigalakis battling out closely in the end, as well as Andrea Dovizioso, Rob Sharp, and Tim Engbrink. Tim, of course, getting his first points of the season as well. A bit further behind, both Raven West, Joseph Wright and Nathan Corns couldn't make their way forwards at all today. Omar Saeed as well struggled, funnily enough. Starting from last position, could only make it to 13th. Chris Guardian there for fantastic in 14th. Hugo Rosello, Rui Martins, Luke Rosella, Ben Utzer and Matthew Allington, both a lap down. Matthew Allington, of course, into the finish for a second race in a row. Okay. Retirements today. Daniel Harvey did have an oil leak in his DTK, and Danny Totos did spin at the first corner and get himself beached. Last lap of the race will go to Omar Saeed late in the race with a 56.968. It's where it will get fun. You can see the battling between a lot of the drivers. See, there's not Rui Martins. McNamara and Harvey swapping all the time. Sigalakis getting into a few battles there. There is really just battles everywhere to be found. Just find the right driver. Chris Guardian there, battling with someone. Rob Sharp, just all over the place. Good fun. So let's go and find. One person didn't get into too many battles. That was Tapio Rinniho. Just kept moving forwards. With that, ladies and gentlemen, big win there for Lasky and for DTK. Third race win of the season for the team. And they will take that championship lead into their home round at Silverstone. 100% distance race next round, which will of course be on Sunday. Do hope that everybody will be able to join us